Hello, Blackhawk Bushcraft here with a very quick and dirty knife review on a new knife that I picked up, the Terava Jaakaripuukko 110 from Varusteleka.com, a Finnish company. This has to be probably the best knife I have ever seen and purchased within a $50 to $60 price range. Let me just show you this. What you get in this is a full tang knife, 4 millimeters thick blade, roughly 5/32, 110 millimeter blade length, which is roughly 4.3 inches. This knife is just shy of 9.5 overall inches. Rubberized handle material, slightly textured. The steel is carbon, high carbon steel, 80 CRV2, hardened to 59 HRC. So you're getting exceptional steel. If I'm not mistaken, that steel is equivalent to 1080 high carbon steel, which is exceptional steel for tough knives. Manufactured in Finland, designed by a gentleman by the name of Stefan M, and I believe in conjunction with Lauren Metalli, who is apparently a pretty big name over there in regards to Finnish puukko and blade design in that industry. So anyways, how did I come across this knife? Let me tell you kind of what happened. So I was preparing and researching and doing homework on budget-friendly knives within the $50 price range mark, and in my research came across a review of this Jaakaripuukko 110 by Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors. And I believe the title of the review was Jaakaripuukko 110, the Mora Garberg Killer. And that intrigued me because there's been a lot of hype and a lot of talk as of recent regarding the Mora Garberg. While I'm on that, I want to talk a little bit about the Garberg. As we all know, Moras are exceptional knives. I am not here to bash Mora. This is not a bash Mora knife review or let's gang up on Mora any bit. But the problem that I have with the Mora Garberg is the knife for the price. You know, you'll read reviews and they will say, oh, the Mora Garberg is the ultimate survival knife. And why do they make those claims? Because now Mora is tag teamed with a very well-known individual in the wilderness survival and bushcraft industry to help promote the product. It is not the ultimate knife in survival and bushcraft, for one, in my opinion. Number two, a lot of reviews saying, oh, this is the great first full tang bushcraft knife offered by Mora. We need to get our hands on one. Well, that right there also is not factual. If anybody knows anything about Mora, Mora's had fixed blade knives for quite some time. Check out the Mora Laplander series. They will also cost you, just like the Mora Garberg. Take, for example, the Laplander 95. That knife will run you finished between $150 to $165 in the States. Now, you can pick up the blanks for around $50 and finish them off yourself, put some scales on it if you're into finishing knives and whatnot, if that's your thing. But for $50, you're just getting the blank. $50 can pick you up something like this, exceptional quality, and a leather sheath, which I have to say is an exceptional leather sheath for what you're getting. If you just buy this knife alone, it'll run you around $29.99, $54.99 if you include the leather sheath. Has a dangler, plastic insert, great retention, overall exceptional sheath for the extra $25 or so that you're paying above and beyond the knife. Absolutely love it. It's not the best sheath I've ever seen, but it is fully functional and exceptional value sheath and what it's designed to do for the price that you're paying. Obviously, there's better sheaths out there, but you're going to pay for them. This is a great all-around sheath. I love it. Anyways, Mora Garberg, $85 to $100. Laplander run you much more than that. If you're spending $85 to $100 for a knife, in my opinion, there are better options in the full tang knives than the Mora Garberg. If you're spending $150 to $165, there's much better options at that price range than the Mora Laplander. Another point that I want to make, why I'm a little bit bothered with the price of the Mora. And I'm not against Moras. I have several of them. My trusty Mora 840 high carbon clipper, exceptional knife. Mora 911 high carbon. Yeah, if you look at that, that reeks of the Mora Bushcraft Black. Why? Because the handle is exactly the same. This 911 you can't even pick up in the States anymore. Last I've seen it is on occasion overseas, but with shipping it'll run you about $40 to get over here. If you're going to spend that much, you might as well just get the Bushcraft Black because you get an 1/8 of an inch thick blade. The handle's about the same. In fact, the handle is the same in the Bushcraft series. The blade is different. But $12. Take a look at the sheath. Typical Mora Bushcraft series sheath. Same sheath. If you're looking at the Mora Bushcraft Black though, instead of spending the $38 to $45 on that, you could go with the heavy duty Mora Companion. 1/8 inch steel, 90-degree spine, works wonderful. This knife, or this Mora knife, or my clipper, all cost under $20. The 911 and the clipper, I believe, were around $12. The HD Companion ran me around $15.80. So that's my gripe. I can do anything I need to with those less expensive Moras. Yes, they're not full tang, but if I'm going to jump up to a full tang offering, I'm not going to spend what Mora currently wants the consumers to spend for their full tang Garberg. It's just not reasonable to me. That's where this knife comes in. At the $50 price range, or even if you just got the knife itself at $30, you're probably looking in the realm of Condor Bush Lure, Condor Final Frontier, within that price range. And let me tell you, this is a heck of a knife and much better quality than Condor. Condor is known to put out some great blades, but their quality control can be a little off. Their heat treat can be a little bit off. There's a lot out there. You don't believe me, check it. Lots of people raving about it or saying it's one of the worst knives I've purchased. This is much better still, much better handle material, thicker blade, all around better knife. Again, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against budget knives, but I really think what you are getting in this knife is all around something that you are just not going to find at this price range in a lot of knives. All in all, if you are looking to pick up a knife, you've got to get your hands on one of these. Now, I will say these are extremely getting much harder to get. Varusteleka is having a hard time keeping up with the demand. They are currently not in stock. When I purchased this, 59 in stock. 8 days later, the 110s are sold out. They have a 140 millimeter version, which gives you about a 5.5 inch blade length. There was several of those in stock, all sold out. They have a Scrama knife, which I want to get my hands on. Looks really cool. They're all sold out. So my guess is we may see the price of these knives creep up if the demand stays where it is. And as long as Mora has the Garberg priced where it is, it's reasonable to believe that the demand for these knives is going to be high, which may inflate the price a little bit. But all in all, not a big deal. It's still a much better buy, much better value in a knife than the Garberg is at this time. This is an excellent knife. Scandi grind. Absolutely love. The only thing that I will say, and I might be able to get it here, you might not be able to see it, but it has a very, very slight secondary bevel on it, which means it did not come as razor sharp as, say, one of my other finished blades, the Enzo Trapper. This is an exceptional blade as well. Love the Enzo Trapper, but let's talk about that in relation to the Jaakaripuukko 110. When I purchased this Enzo, I think I paid around $110 for it with shipping. Came with this sheath, Bushcraft style leather sheath with a dangler. One thing that I will say though, this sheath, the retention is horrible. You turn it up, give it a few shakes, the knife will fall right out. You do not have this problem with the Jaakaripuukko 110 sheath. Even without the retention snap, you can shake it, it's not coming out, you snap it. Now you've got absolutely nothing. Just super, super secure sheath. I absolutely love it. But great Scandi grind, not as sharp as the Enzo, but that was easily remedied. I have not done anything to put this on a whetstone as of yet. I just took off my trusty leather belt that I used to hold up my pants and stropped it a few times across that, and it was shaving sharp. But I am not liking that secondary bevel. I will probably fix that, but for those of you that don't care, even with the secondary bevel, it is a great knife. I absolutely have no complaints. The one thing I will say, as much as I love the Enzo, I am not a fan of the Polish micarta, and a lot of people will say, well, yeah, but you bought it with the polished micarta. I did. I love micarta, just not polished micarta. Yes, I could have got it in curly birch for 120, but if you're paying that much for the Enzo, you might as well spend the 120 and get a Falk knife in F1, in my opinion. That is a great knife. Better value for the money than spending 120 or even higher for curly birch. You can get these in a kit, make them yourself. I didn't want to do that. I don't care about finishing my own knife. I got it the way that it was shipped, all finished. Great knife, but I will tell you, this Jaakaripuukko 110, in the way that the handle is extremely comfortable. This rubberized material is just absolutely excellent. I am totally digging this handle. Very wonderful. Again, full tang knife. I will say, I read a review from somebody that posted something in relation to this knife saying they would never buy one because it's a rat tail tang. No, this is not a rat tail tang knife. This is a full tang knife. Solid piece of steel from point to pommel. If we want to get technical, this is what is considered an encapsulated full tang extended, which means that the handle material fully encapsulates the tang. It is not like this on the Enzo, which is a slab handle design with an exposed tang. It's encapsulated and extended, meaning that the tang extends from the end of the handle material into the pommel. Okay? Many knife designers and companies use this style of full tang knife, encapsulated, extended. Okay? Falkniven for one. Linder Cutlery out of Germany is another one. SOG knives, cold steel. There is nothing wrong with that type of design, and it will serve you very well. It is extremely strong. You will have zero problems. Yes, as a slab style, you know, if I were to pull out my SE5, which is a 1/4 inch thick, or even compared to this, obviously, with the tang in an encapsulated design, tapering slightly, and then going straight through, yeah, you're losing some steel there, but you're also getting a better balance in the knife, in my opinion, and overall in strength. If you're not planning to just go out and beat the tar out of your knife and abuse it, and even if you did, you'd be hard-pressed to really find any issues with a encapsulated, extended, full tang knife. Absolutely love it. You can see, though, not quite as refined and finished as some of your other knives, not even maybe as the Mora Garberg, which is highly polished. Okay, you got some rough edges here that maybe weren't sanded. It's almost like they just kind of cut out the steel, profiled it quickly, heat treated it, ground it down, sharpened it, stuck a handle on it, and shipped it out. That doesn't bother me. I'm a huge fan of this knife. I like the design, the rustic. I don't necessarily say I'm a huge fan of this over, you know, just really large lanyard hole. I think it could have been maybe a little cleaner in the design, but doesn't take away from the functionality of the knife. Just very simple, highly efficient, high quality knife, what you're getting here, which is absolutely incredible. This is a great knife. $54.99 package. Honestly, I do not believe the price for what you're getting. Shipping from Finland was $9.99, not per knife, but on the order. So you're within the $60 range if you're to just buy one knife, $65 to get it shipped over. But this is a heck of a deal. You'll see here on the still too, you've got kind of like a black, some black. You know, basically what that was is residual from the heat treat process. It is not a big deal. In fact, I took a little bit of steel wool. I would have left it on, but I wanted to see basically how easy it was. This is something that could be highly polished if you wanted to do that, but a little bit of steel wool Took off the stuff that was a little bit loose that came off when you coated it with a little bit of Vaseline or something. And what it left me with was a rather unique pattern, which I'm totally digging. Very rustic feel in this knife. I love it. It's kind of one of these, I'm ready to go out and conquer the wilderness and live off of wild boar type feelings. I am extremely pleased with this knife. I can't say enough about it as far as my first impressions. I cannot wait to get out in the field and put it to work and compare this and do another review. But as far as first impressions, I am very impressed. I appreciate Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors for his review and sharing the information which led me to this exceptional knife. Pick one up. This is a great buy and probably the best budget-friendly knife I've seen in the $50 to $55 price range. You'll have to wait till they get back in stock. I don't know when that will be. If you can't wait, then I guess you could sell a kidney or something and go out and buy the Garberg if you really want to get your hands on that. So anyways, thanks for watching. Terava Jaakaripuukko 110. Thank you, Varusteleka.com, for such an exceptional blade.